Welcome back to BGU Radio, and we are here with
Dorit Korine.
the de facto queen of DDD.
Okay, I'll take that.
So, what do you do here at the conference?
Well, actually, I've been managing the conference ever since the second one. This is the ninth. So, yeah, pretty long. The only
Yes, sir.
conference I haven't been at is the first one.
Really?
So,
And it probably was completely different, I would guess, maybe.
it was the first. So,
Exactly.
that's what they say, yeah.
So that's this conference is once every 3 years.
Originally, it was supposed to be a one-time event for the first time, and it was very successful. And so they said, well, maybe we'll do it once more. And then when that was very successful, that's when I came in, and it became apparent that it had to be a tradition. So it started being a conference every 2 years, and only twice did we have to postpone it for another year. During COVID and now during the war. It was supposed to be last year, like in November 2024.
Yeah, so the cursed years have been cursed for you as well.
Well, it's something, it changes, but it then gets back to normal, and the conference, still happens.
So how did they actually bring you in to do the second conference?
It's kind of interesting because I live here at the Midrasha, at Midrashat Ben Gurion, and we came here in the previous century, 1999. And in 2007, I was still doing other things and managing different projects and, doing different things. I'm a patent attorney. I have been working as a patent attorney also during that time. And then Professor Alon Tal, who is the spirit behind, initiating this event, and he did the first one in 2006 with just a research aid that he had at the time, and they did it for the first time. Then when they concluded the conference, they realized they had to use professional help. They needed help, okay? And then he posted just a job ad and posted it here at the central like on the board at the center of the midrasha.
It's like a billboard in the
Just a
center.
billboard, and I saw that, and it immediately turned me on. And surprisingly or not surprisingly, I had never organized a conference before that. Okay, and something about it being an international conference and here, and I don't know, something caught me, and I applied, and the rest is history. I started organizing it, working with Alon. That was an amazing experience in itself. I learned a lot from him, and it's interesting that the first, conference I ever encountered was this mega event. It's there's nothing like it, and really, there's nothing like it.
That's really cool. And now you are actually a producer of.
Well, I don't call myself a producer. Not that there's anything wrong with being a producer. Some of my best friends or colleagues are producers, but I see my company as something slightly different. Producing events is one thing that we do, okay, but that's part of a bigger mission, okay, or a bigger agenda that we have.
And what is your mission?
Well, it's actually to promote Israeli breakthroughs that generate positive change, either in Israel or abroad. And we just do it in many, many different ways. And producing events is one way, but there are others.
And that's actually a perfect segue to why I'm a fan of you specifically. Because 2 years
an idea why.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
you
1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 year ago, you produced the first ever camel race that was sanctioned officially by Israel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I have my own ideas why it's a great event and why it's so important. And but I would like it if you would tell us a little bit about the event. And
Well, this event is actually a combined initiative with the organizations and people that you might not expect would cooperate in creating such an event. Like you have the Ministry of the Diaspora, okay? Apparently, the Bedouin community is part of the diaspora. ministry in Israel?
There's a general diaspora ministry, and because there's the whole thing about Jewish diaspora and
Right,
everything, and
yeah.
the Bedouins are also in the diaspora.
Are also there for
Yeah,
some
okay.
reason. Okay. So
No, I think it makes sense because there is a Bedouin diaspora because they are nomadic and they're all over the place. And
maybe that's I actually this is something that I really have to research a little bit and why. But so they're part of it, and then the police, the official police, of Israel, and the Ramat Negev municipality, the regional municipality, and the group of Bedouin camel racers, which apparently exists they started organizing themselves. So all these people got together, and apparently before that, there had been a very bad tradition of having illegal events that were done very, in ways that are not good neither for camels nor people. Okay, really, I don't know, shooting guns and racing cars next to the camels. It was really, really a bad experience, and they usually did it secretly and, things like that. And apparently when the police heard sometime, like maybe a year and a half ago, they heard that there was going to be yet another illegal such event. And then somebody said, why don't we try and legalize it? Okay? And instead of fighting it, let's try to legalize it. Okay? And then one thing led to another. And I think they applied, I was at the time, we were busy doing other big projects.
Ooh.
And so I might have missed the original announcement, but they tried locating producing companies to help produce this event with all these organizations, and they didn't succeed. Like nobody agreed to do it because it's so
yeah, it seems like a tough thing to
it's
organize.
a very tough thing to organize, and in really in no time. So they started maybe 3 or 4 months before, and for such an event where the unknown is so much larger than
Lot of
known,
unknowns, yeah.
a lot of unknowns and
this
the first
organization,
timers
yeah.
things, and this is a point where the people that know me from the Ramat Negev regional municipality asked me as a professional, advice, is it possible, And I said at the beginning, it was about a month and a half before they were supposed to have the event. They asked me, is it possible? And I said, no, it's not possible in a month to do it. And then they started speaking with me and with my partner and explaining us how important it is to the state of Israel and to actually create some trust between the Bedouin community and the government and the authorities and the police, and to be part of it. And at some point I said, okay, let's see the grounds. Okay, let's see the area. Let's see if it's possible. I gave in part by part, and then we said yes. Yeah, let's try. And it was a crazy month. It was like in it was supposed to be like maybe a month and a half, but it was all the holiday season. At the end, we had like maybe 10 full working days, and this reached like the highest level of government and the police, and really everybody was everything was so unknown, but we had a very unique experience. I'm really, really proud we were part of it and managed to do this. Initially, people told us, don't expect more than 2,000 people because we're not advertising it at all, okay? And we did not advertise. And then slowly, we increased like the capacity of audience that we anticipated. And like a day before, we thought there would be 5,000. At the end, there were double this amount in practice. And really, it was, I can go on and speaking about this, and we just probably too long.
A really important event. Like when I heard about it, I thought it was incredible. And I think it's a real like bridge of peace.
It is.
And there's something that I noticed while we talked about the event that, and I wanted to ask you if you feel like the fact that your company kind of applies itself to a greater good, like you have a big mission. It's not like a never-ending mission to always try and promote. What did you say it was exactly?
Israeli breakthroughs
Israeli
that
breakthroughs, yeah.
generate positive change.
Do you feel
know.
like that allowed you to kind of do something that other people would deem impossible, maybe?
I think so. I think it gives a lot of energy and motivation, and it also raises the standard. Sometimes, many people ask me how come, in whatever we do, we really treat this, like it's an in-house project and not as you outsource something, some service. And we really do feel, even now when this conference, it's not somebody else's conference. I feel it's our conference, the same as it is the universities.
Yeah.
And maybe that also helps make everything
Feel more homely,
feel more
alive.
Yeah, and it feels like when we do choose a project that we want to be part of, then it's all the way 200%, like it's our own.
Do you feel like there are other ways in which your mission helped you accomplish maybe impossible things in the DDD, or made you make the DDD in a way that it would have not been made if that wasn't your mission?
I think the DDD is actually an example of something that is what it is due to the help of many, many people and organizations that are part of it. And it wouldn't have been the same had it been different. Okay.
Yeah, but that's
No, I mean, really, in this specific event,
see.
it's really important. You can't. It's so big. We have over 50 sessions. Okay,
see.
You can't have this amount of sessions if you don't have many people that take charge of specific things. And we are like the Shimon, Professor Achmilevich, and myself. We are like the we run the orchestra in a way, but it's really the deed of many, many people and organizations. Of course, I bring my own angles, and I think, for example, I can tell you that, in each year it's a bit different and we have different combinations. But one of the things that I definitely bring in is being trying to elaborate on or create more connections, creating connections, bringing together parts that may not necessarily be part of a regular academic conference. Okay, so for example, bringing high school students take part, and just because I think it's important that they take part. Okay, or explaining about the event to other audiences, or even the fact that we have these short trips to people that participate whenever we can, even early in the morning. Like today, 6:30 a.m., I met with a bunch of people that take part in the conference, and link them to a local tour guide and show them around and explain about the area. And the day before, we took a group of people to see flash floods that were here in this area, like last week. And I think these are all great opportunities to connect to people. And I feel really, really proud, especially in these days. And that was true also almost 20 years ago when this started, being part of a way to make some kind of change in the minds of people that come here and see a different kind of Israel, different aspects of Israel, of Israeli innovation, of what we do. And if I am part of or being able to change even a small part in somebody's mind about what they thought Israel is, then I think, it is my part.
It's very important, especially right now.
Especially, yes.
There's a lot of misinformation rampant, and nobody really knows what to think. I think it's really important.
It is.
And I wanted to ask you, if there is any event that happened in your life that made you feel, because this is a global warming conference, not just a global warming conference, but it is a maybe climate change conference is more like righter to say, right? Because
Well, even that is not broad enough, I think.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's also not broad enough, and it's also not specific enough because this is specific about
That's true.
desertification. And I wanted to ask you if there's any event in your life that made you feel more connected to environmental issues.
Um, I think living here has made me, us, my family, more aware of these issues. It's a very environmentally well concerned community here. So I think not in a fanatic kind of way, but in a weird kind of way. So I think living here has made some kind of a difference. I also think that meeting with people from all over the world that come here, it is an academic community. My husband is a professor, he's a bat specialist, and we've always had colleagues and friends come from all over the world and in these conferences. And I think meeting people really broadens your knowledge and your understanding of how important these things are. And I do want to correct you, by the way, that this is not a conference about desertification. That's one of the aspects. The full name is Deserts, Drylands, and Desertification. Okay, it's DDD. These are the three Ds. Okay, so it's really
Desert is about current desert. Desertification is about future desert,
right.
and drylands is about
Most of the
different
world.
biome.
Well, it's about the most of the world is actually considered drylands.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
thank
really
you for
relevant to everyone.
Yeah. And so thank you for correcting me. I think it was important. I didn't know that. So it is a big issue.
It is a big issue. It's a major issue, and we have a collaboration with the UNCCD, the UN Convention for Combating Desertification, and I think, to the best of my knowledge, okay, this is probably the only event that really is done in collaboration with the UN entity. Okay, for Israel, it's a very good connection, and it only shows that Israel and Israeli researchers and people that are involved in this area are actually leading the field worldwide. Okay, so it is important.
And so first of all, thank you very much for coming here. And I wanted to ask you, before we finish, is if there's anything else that you wanted to talk about that we missed during this conversation.
Wow, I think that's the most difficult question you've asked so far. Wow. It's a good question. I would say maybe ask about what's different between this conference and other conferences. Maybe that's
in the
something.
same field, or
Well, compared to
just different conferences and
different conferences and different academic conferences and even in the field. I think this is really a unique event. I've spoken with several people attending the conference, and many have told me that they can be distinguished professors and whatever, and they've never been to any event like this one. It's really unique, and it's unique in the sense that it's a combination. Not First of all, it's very multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary. Has lots of different fields. It has policy. It has science. From different kinds, and it also involves a lot of getting together. Even when we build a program, we on purpose make it possible or make it necessary for people to go to other sessions that are not in their field. For example, if we have 2 sessions on water research, okay, you would place one early in the morning and the other one late in the afternoon. So in between, they'd be forced to enter another session in other topics. And this really helps create connections, collaborations. It actually promotes breakthroughs just because of this. And in many cases, we've had people connecting after the conference and doing some collaboration and joint projects and things like that. And I hope it continues.
I hope it continues as well. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, of course.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for inviting us. So
No
thank you very
problem.
much.
You're welcome. Thank you.